Watching the Hail Mary the other night, and this is the last I'm going to talk about it. I was getting all these mentions. What about the hold?
Bring it up. That's amazing.
What about the hold? Because there was a hold on the play. But hey, newsflash: there are unwritten rules in football, and there's some situations where things aren't going to get called. There's not going to be pass interference. There's rarely going to be a holding penalty on these Hail Marys. And it got me thinking about what other unwritten rules there are in football. And it's not just necessarily with the laundry on the field. I'm talking about just decorum. You know what I'm saying? How we handle ourselves as NFL people, NFL players, NFL coaches, some of these. So running up the score.
Saw J.C. Horn mad at Sean Payton.
So Sean Payton, 4th and 2, fourth quarter for the Broncos. They're winning this game. The game's over. It was a Cortland Sutton threw it to Mike Burton, and then the post-game handshake. And that's another thing. Handshakes between coaches. Okay, that's one thing we got to do. Like if you kick my ass, I'm going to go out there and shake your hand and say, "Good game." We've seen it not happen sometimes.
Yeah. What's the proper time to where? When are you running up the score? How many points do you have to
I don't believe in calling off the dogs.
Because it was 28-7, and it was probably midway through the fourth quarter.
28-7, midway through the fourth quarter.
Midway through the fourth quarter.
We're going to run the football. We're in 4 minutes.
Okay, so you're not.
I'm trying to get off. I'm trying to get home.
Down.
Nah,
but fourth down, you convert there, then you can run clock faster than they would because they're going to come back and they're going to pass.
You're absolutely right, but I'm still. I
do think I go for it in that situation because I want fewer plays for my defense.
Exactly.
Right? Fewer plays, fewer injuries.
I'm thinking about the offense. That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah, but like I convert there and then I can run 2 more minutes of clock. Whereas if
I understand what you're saying.
They're going 2 minutes. They're going pass. There's more opportunity.
You're concerned with health, not results.
I think JC was more mad because they were like in the low red zone, right? And he's like, you're still throwing the ball. You're up 21. But my thing is, coaches have been telling me this since Little League. Like, it's your job to stop them. I don't care what the scoreboard is. It's not their job.
Sean Payton said, play better.
Hey, it's not his job to call the dogs off, right? You put yourself in that predicament. Go do something about it.
Okay, so next on my list, dirty plays. Like we've all seen tossed cracks and blindside blocks, things of that nature. For me, I understand that if I'm going to be blocking a guy like Ligier and he doesn't see me coming, there's a way to get my job done without putting your health
Are we talking about when we were playing or
in jeopardy?
Current NFL right now?
Current NFL or when we were playing. You know, there was unwritten rules. There's some guys that you're like, there's some guys that
I've been waiting for this.
You have their number written down. And it's like, I couldn't handle it in that moment, but I will find you. And I was like Liam Neeson. I will find you and I will kill you.
The current rules or the rules when we were playing?
So there's unwritten rules there. Like if you're cracking down, like before they made the rules of hitting guys below the knee.
Oh, that used to be so dirty. Man.
Dirty. God. So there was.
Like you're coming from outside in, a defensive end doesn't see you, and you like it's a crack toss, and the receiver literally.
Your eyes are in the backfield.
Yeah, like that's dirty, man.
So there's some stuff.
At least hit me up high.
There are things that weren't changed in terms of like legislation and rules wise, but we as players were like, hey, that doesn't fly. And if it does fly, the unwritten rule is we're going to get you back.
Oh, no. Yeah, for sure.
And then what's the other one I have on here? I have a million of them. So don't talk about your teammates' contracts, I think is one that is interesting. And there's always times where guys are up for contracts and players in the locker room get asked about it and yada, yada, yada. You'll have to ask them.
Yeah, I remember Brett Favre talking about Javon Walker's contract, and that was a big hullabaloo because he's like, I need him back. And it's like, when he was holding out, and that was like, you don't do that as a quarterback.
That guy's trying to fight for his scratch.
Never talk about another man's money.
Don't celebrate when you're getting your ass beat.
Facts. People are out of control.
I love one of my teammates who I'm still tight with. I still communicate with, Lamar Houston.
Okay.
Was a really good rusher. And he was on the Bears for a bit. And we were playing New England. And Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski were
going to work,
putting on a circus show at Gillette Stadium. And I think they had 52 points. We were in the 20s. Yeah. Lamar got a sack in the fourth quarter. He did his jump, beast mode dance, and he tore his knee.
I remember that. That's crazy.
So that will, like, when my kids are old enough to celebrate when they're winning, I can tell them, or when they're losing, I'll tell them that story.
Yeah.
So that's that's an unwritten rule. Don't celebrate when you're getting your ass beat. Blitzing when the offense is in victory formation. I wanted to ask you this. Okay. So like,
what's the score?
If we're up by 3 points and we're in victory formation, and we're in victory formation.
So like, we always were taught as a D line, right? there's two different sides, right? Say you guys are down and you're trying to come and spike it.
Okay.
We were always taught to dive up under the center.
Well, spiking, yes.
But also, like if we're down by 3 and you're going to victory formation, we're trying to jump the snap count and like tackle you, maybe trying to strip the ball out of your hands. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I was always just like, these guys are assholes, or these guys are cool. Good game.
I've seen the craziest thing happen with guys in victory formations. A quarterback center exchange get bobbled, and the quarterback mess around, and he doesn't have full control of the ball and tries to spike it. That's a fumble ball. So like you always try to throw that timing off between center and quarterback, especially if you're down in the game.
And when Shiano used to like,
that was terrible.
He was a villain. He had we'd go wedge right on the center, and they would just push him back.
That's an all-time villain move, by the way. If you're going to ask
you're
me.
trying to throw off that center quarterback exchange, because like again, you bobble the snap or anything, we're still in this thing, right?
I think anybody who does that shouldn't just be thrown in jail. They should be thrown in one of those black site prisons in the middle of like the Caribbean Ocean that you never
get me wrong. If you guys
don't know
about
exists.
Like 10 or something like that, that's different. But if it's one score game,
I would be so pissed if I'm up there.
One score game, we're going for it, baby.
Okay, so the other one, star quarterbacks will get calls.
100%. That's an unwritten rule, and it's ridiculous. I get it, right? There's quote unquote the Jordan rules for certain people, but it's just like, are you not allowed to touch Patrick Mahomes anymore? Like, can you not touch Josh Allen? And you know what's crazy about that unwritten rule? Quarterbacks know it. So the flops come out.
Yes.
And it's utterly ridiculous. Like, I've seen a guy get hit like this and the quarterback do all this. And it's just like, I wonder, like, remember Hard Knocks where Caleb Williams and then they're going through like the slippery slide thing to learn how to slide? I wonder, do quarterbacks practice that?
Flopping.
Yeah, like
you got to know how to fall.
Yeah, exactly. It can't be like so awkward. I feel like Patrick Mahomes has practiced that.
Yes.
And maybe that's just another minute detail that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have over. I think Josh Allen's another guy that's practiced it really well. And I'm like, there's no way that's just natural. If it's natural, you guys need to be in all type of commercials and movies and TV shows, because the way that some of these guys fall when they barely get touched, literally, you would think we were shooting a TV show.
So I've heard Patrick talk about this at length, and people always ask, about his upbringing as a baseball player and a football player. And he's like, hold on a minute, I played basketball too. And as a basketball player, you can't tell me that he wasn't a guy that liked to slash and drive and get hacked and try to go and one. If there is somebody that I can imagine being really good at the and one, it's Patrick Mahomes. So I see him do
body
on the field.
Go up.
It's less soccer flop and more and one for Patrick Mahomes. So I've got a couple more questions here, and then we'll get done with this. What does the sanctity of the logo at midfield look like pregame? If there's an away team that wants to.
Ooh.
Terrell Owens dancing on the star,
or during the game.
Yeah. That was you didn't do that. I mean, I think it's more sacred in college than it is in the NFL.
Yes,
obviously,
and like flags and
for
stuff.
sure. Yeah, but yeah, that's something you just don't do. Like, I don't seem that it would purposely meet at the 50-yard line during warmups just to mess with the opposing.
And the unwritten rule is we each stay at the 40.
Correct. So nobody crosses over the logo.
There's that 20-yard buffer there, correct. And there's a line of human beings during warmups. And if anybody tries to mosey, it is the DMZ. It's like right between North and South Korea. That's the 40 to the 40. Okay, the last ones I have. Rookie year unwritten rules. So can you explain to people what the training room rules are for a rookie, like in terms of who gets it?
Oh, yeah, you get taped last. Either you get there way before everybody, or you wait till everybody else get taped. There's no like, I got next. No, you should have been here 30 minutes before everybody.
An hour.
Literally an hour. As soon as meetings end, go get taped.
If you don't have tape on in the meetings, you're doing it wrong.
I've seen veterans get rookies off the table mid-tape.
Like, 100%.
You got to go, bro.
100%.
I got to get ready for practice. Should have been here earlier.
I mean, I remember Willie Young physically just grabbing guys and being like,
get out of here.
And then the last thing I have, scout team. So individual period.
Yep.
If you have a young guy that doesn't want to go out there and hold bags, like, see, the look you gave me tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah. So like, y'all had that?
Well,
every once in a while there's a guy.
There's 10 guys in the D-line room and 12 guys in an O-line room during training camp. Yeah. There's always going to be a couple assholes who want to not pull their weight or be lazy.
Hey, as a rookie, like, again, you're supposed to be seen, not heard. Now, you can ask questions. But when it comes to guys grabbing the bags to do drills and individual, You need to sprint and get a bag. Right?
And when we say do drills, we don't just mean play patty cake. I mean, somebody has to line up and take this double team from Trey Smith and from Creed Humphrey. Like, who's it going to be? There's when the coach says, who's going to hold the bag? It's not a question. Yeah. It's not.
Get over there and hold that bag.
Get your ass over there.
I don't care if you're a first rounder, second rounder. Yep. If you're a rookie, and we had a rule that you had to wait till your third game, your second year. You're still a rookie.
Still a rookie.
Your third game, your second year.
100%.
Get over there and hold that damn bag.
Matt Forte used to be like, hey, what's your name? Your name is Rookie.
We all went through it.
Yeah. Okay, that was fun. Unwritten rules. There's a lot more. And then, you know what? I'll ask you your opinion. What did you think about Bradley Bozeman protecting his quarterback?
I was waiting for you to bring it up.
I had it pinned in there as the end point, and Harry so brilliantly put it on the graphic, so thank you.
I literally, as soon as I saw that and saw it on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, I said, I'm a defensive lineman, but I loved everything about what Bradley Bozeman did. Like there's no need for that in this league. That is just straight dirty play. And to your point, like guys will be like, "Oh, Nate Shepard, you're on this list. We finna come
next
find
week
you
and next week."
Oh yeah, every offensive lineman is gonna be like, "Oh, we gotta come find you." Chop blocks, all that. You getting all that. Like, there's certain things you just don't do. Now, I will say this as a defensive lineman. Sometimes when you grab a quarterback, you can't tell if he's let the ball go. But that one was blatant. Like the ball was gone for like 3 seconds, right? And you could probably tell Herbert was probably like, "Bro, the ball's gone." And then he tries this army like turn move on him. And I loved everything about what Bradley Bozeman did.
And the last rule, and I'll just look into the camera for this one because it's very important for me. If you're playing offensive line next to me, do not talk shit to my matchup.
You gonna rile this guy up, and I gotta face him.
I remember playing the Lions, and we had Jordan Mills was talking shit to Ndamukong Suh, and I'm like, buddy,
he's not on the outside, bro.
Please walk back to the huddle and keep your voice down. Okay. What do you got, Mike?
I'll just say I went back and watched Shiano's 4th down kneel down. I think I'm Shiano pilled. I'm all in on that.
Thank you, Mike. I'm trying to tell you, man.
That center.
Yeah.
Look at this. Eli Manning goes flying backwards. He goes flying backwards.
You're just trying to violate that center quarterback.
Look at that.
They did the tush push on the defensive side of the ball, essentially.
Yeah. The quarterback was smart, though. He got like 3 yards back.
The whole O-line gets bounced. Look at that. You could force a fumble so easily on that.